Welcome, everyone. My name is Clint Walling, and I am super excited to share with you today how to overcome slow foot traffic, how to overcome inflation, how to overcome the things that are holding your business back. And that key to overcoming inflation, to overcoming foot traffic, is to optimize the customer experience. Now, what I'm going to share with you today is not some pie in the sky theory. These are actually proven principles and concepts that get real results. So let's jump in. Okay, so I have to start by asking you this question. What would you choose? Do you want to put forth a lot of effort, maximum effort to get a little results? Or would you rather get minimal effort and get 3 times, 4 times the results? When it comes to business success, we have to understand the concept of leverage. Yes, business will always take a lot of hard work, but the key, the fundamental piece, the pivotal piece to business success is to utilize and leverage your resources to get an all out maximum return. And when it comes to retail, it's no different, especially when it comes to using and leveraging your customer experience. When retailers leverage their customer experience, they see an increase in conversion rates, an increase in higher average tickets. They see more attachment rates and accessory sales. They see less returns. They're able to hedge their comfort guarantees and give a really great offer. They get confident RSAs that sell more and sell better, which creates lower employee turnover and increased client satisfaction. Now, traditional models and approaches will teach you to pick one focus area, like I just went over just a minute ago. Let's take conversion rates, for example. And they say, put a plan in place, try to improve it, and see if you get results. And if you do get some good results, you then have to replicate those results. So you go back and do the same planning and make sure you can replicate the results. If you get those, you create an SOP and you share that with your team. Now, personally, that's a system I've used in the past, and it's very effective, but it's not very efficient because it does take a lot of time. So I always had the question in the back of my mind, what if there was a way to get faster results? What if there was a way to get these results in hyperdrive? And that's when I had the epiphany. I was doing some market research one day and came across this case study where a retailer was getting crazy results. And that's when it hit me. He was able to get these great results because he was pulling multiple growth levers all at one time. Now, I thought it might be some tricks or something that didn't really make sense, thinking it might be a one-off thing that happened, kept digging. And the more I dug, I saw that retailers, when they implemented the reveal pressure mapping system, they were simultaneously able to increase their conversion rates, increase average tickets, increase accessory sales, gross margin parts, points, and more and better referrals. And what really truly blew me away, they were doing this in as little as 5 minutes and with a simple process that my 11-year-old could follow. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That might be a unique example, but I want to share with you. This has worked for hundreds, countless of retailers across the country and the world. So it doesn't matter if you're a furniture store, a new store owner, national brand, a specialty sleep shop, regional chain, or owner operator. You just have to have this one thing. And that one thing is a core focus on how to serve your clients better. So my goal for you today in this short 30-minute window is to show you that the only way to grow your business during this tough economic time is to focus on customer experience. And the only way to obtain the highest and fastest results in customer experience is with the reveal pressure mapping system. But I'm guessing this probably isn't your first chance or opportunity to try to grow your business. I've worked with thousands of retailers across the country, and I remember those late night phone calls, the ones when they're scared, afraid, and on their last dime. Or maybe when I talked to new store owners, when they were so overwhelmed with all the things they had to do, they were just stuck in their tracks. But I would also guess this probably isn't your first look at trying to grow your customer experience and enhance your customer experience. Now, that's that term that the gurus use that they really never give you any clear direction on how to implement it effectively. Or worse, they give you some overcomplicated plan that leads you to just to more frustration after you put it in place. I want to tell you today that's not your fault if you didn't get results with customer experience. I do believe customer experience is key. It's just that those people didn't know the correct path and tools to use. So if you have a fear that you can't grow your business in 2024 with customer experience, I want to put those fears to rest. You can do it. So instead of seeing this mountain that it's really hard to overcome and hit your goals in 2024, I want to tell you that you can get there with the right tools and systems in place. So we can take you from this to the top. I know that you want to give your customers a great experience. I know that you want to hit your business goals so you can support your family and your personal goals. I know that you truly want to make a difference in your community with the customers that you help serve day in and day out. And I want to help you get there. The reveal pressure mapping system can help you get here, just like it did with Jerry. Jerry was able to implement the reveal pressure mapping system and take his conversion rate from 30% to 60%, and then all the way up to 80%, all within the first year. So who is Accenture and what is the reveal pressure mapping system? Reveal has been in business for over 25 years and has built pressure imaging systems with outstanding accuracy and quality for healthcare, automobile, and the furniture and mattress industry. We do this by using the intelligent dynamic sensing. That's just a fancy way of saying we're able to maximize performance sensing with real-time data measurement and highest quality visualizations, and adding on AI-powered data analysis and optimization. And me, I'm Clint Walling. I'm the former Vice President of Sales for Corsicana Mattress, oversaw a 9-figure sales team, and I was also able to work on your side of the aisle as well. I've worked with 2 top 100 retailers. In one position, I was the Chief Merchandising and Marketing Officer, and the other, I was the Vice President of Sales overseeing 400 stores. Now, enough of the boring stuff. Let's really get into the meat of why you're here. I want to share with you the 3 secrets to customer experience. Secret 1, how to use science and technology to gain the trust and credibility of your customers like doctors do. 2, the key to closing more customers and why your sales team will be begging to use it. And 3, the marketing hack your competition and direct-to-consumer companies don't know about and how to leverage them to your advantage. So secret 1, how to use science and technology to gain the trust and credibility of your customers. Have you ever realized that doctors are the best salespeople in the world? I want you to think about it. Consider it. They're able to build instant trust and authority with their clients. When they offer a solution, rarely do we ever question it, and we just go with it. And let me prove it to you. A couple of years back, I was having some issue with blurry vision, so I went to go see an eye doctor. After doing some tests and asking a couple of questions, he said, "Clint, you're just getting old. You need some glasses." So I got glasses. But lo and behold, he had this massive tumor behind my eye. That's it right there. So I share this with you just to show you how easily we trust and give credibility to somebody with a science and technology background. Now, before you think I'm going crazy, I'm not suggesting that we fire our RSAs and go hire a bunch of doctors. That would be very expensive and probably wouldn't work. But I do want us to realize and acknowledge that when it comes to building trust and authority with our prospects, we're looking at an uphill battle. Take, for example, when you're trying to build trust with product recommendations. When you see a product, you see all the different layers inside a mattress and how it conforms to build the right support and comfort for your prospect. You know what they see? That's right, a big white rectangle. And this challenge only gets harder when we remember we have 30, 45 minutes, or simply one chance to persuade, influence, and help our prospects find the results that they need. So we can do it the old way, the traditional way. But if we're honest, we really never build the trust and authority and credibility like we want it to or we need it to increase our tickets, to increase our conversion rates. Or the other option is to leverage science and technology to get those better results, to help you give a better experience in your store. So the reveal pressure mapping system does this in 3 simple ways. First, it creates a sleep profile. 2, it captures the pressure image and measures the sleep needs of the individual. And 3, it reveals the results. Now, I want to share with you just a quick video on how it does this. So I wanted you to see just how simple it is to use the reveal pressure mapping system, how it can increase and optimize your customer experience. But I also want you to see how fast you can get results when you implement the reveal pressure mapping system. I want to share with you a case study from Snooze Mattress. You might have heard of them. They're one of the fastest growing mattress franchises in the United States right now. When they implemented the reveal system, they were able to get the ROI in one weekend. They were able to take their conversion rate to 85% and close all high-end tickets. They were able to get 70% upsells on adjustable basis and pillows, and 100% of their sales team loved it. So we see secret one now becomes truth one. Outside of being a doctor, the best and only way to leverage science and technology, optimize your customer experience is with the reveal system. So now secret two, the key to closing more customers. Now, before I jump into that, we have to acknowledge something, and it's an ugly truth at that. We have to realize and understand that our industry has a stigma to it, and that stigma is of a used car salesman. Now, I know you probably don't run your store that way or your stores that way, but it's still something that we have to overcome because that stigma is out there with our leads and our prospects. When they think of the mattress buying experience, they think of people being pushy, greedy, arrogant, or using the convincing approach. So what is the convincing approach? It's the approach we use in our stores when we attempt to get our prospects to do something I desire them to do for our reasons, right? It's a very self-serving approach. It's when the RSA does all the talking, or they don't ask any questions, or worse, when they only push the bed that pays the highest commission. Now, what we get our clients to do is to switch from a convincing style approach to the persuasion style approach. This is the key differentiator. This is the key to getting higher conversion rates and higher average tickets. The persuasion approach is still about helping that prospect make a decision. That's why they're in your store. They came in for a reason. But the difference is you're now helping them make a decision they already desire to make, but for their reasons. It's something truly magical happens when this occurs. You transform your RSAs from product pushers to trusted guides and allies. Now, you're probably thinking, Clint, that all sounds great in theory, but those new skills are tough to learn. It's a hard skill to train. You're constantly having to train your team on it. And especially, it's going to be difficult if you have multiple locations and multiple team members. And I would agree with you. Those are challenging things. But what we find when clients implement the reveal pressure mapping system, they're able to go from a convincing old style approach to a natural one that creates a persuasion type atmosphere. By implementing the reveal system, you're able to give an unbiased, scientific backed recommendation where your RSAs are confident in doing. It's something that your prospects can believe in. It's a simple, effortless way to transform your sales process. And when you do, these are some of the things you can expect. Our conversion rates. You get to focus on the customer's needs and wants, and the RSAs are going to make more commission. And so you get an enhanced customer satisfaction, and it's going to lead to more referrals. Now, here's one of my favorite stories of what happens when the reveal system is implemented into a store. I'll read this to you. Our lowest producing RSA became our best after we bought the reveal system and is now closing 14 out of 16 betting ups. I want to say that again. Lowest performing to now closing 14 to 16. That's 87.5%. He says the consistent process has greatly helped and improved trust between the RSAs and customers. So guys, please don't take these results lightly. I don't know what this RSA's closing rate was before the reveal pressure mapping system, but remember, he was the worst one. So let's be conservative and say he was doing 50%. If we take an average ticket of 800 and a 50% margin, in 1 month, this RSA was generating $12,800 in gross profit. But after the reveal system, he was able to go from 8 out of 16 to now 14 out of 16. That's a 75% increase. If we use just the same average ticket and the same gross margin, our RSA has now added $9,600 in additional gross profit just in 1 month. Do you realize that's over 100 grand in 1 year? You could go buy that new truck you wanted, or you could reinvest in the business for long-term sustainable growth. Either way, you've got an additional $100,000 just by making one switch with one RSA. And remember, this doesn't factor in the opportunities and the results I've already shared with you about higher average tickets and more accessory sales and more referrals and other RSAs on your floor if you have them. So let's do away with that old style convincing approach and that awkward dance at the end of the sale when you're trying to get the close. And let's move to a natural, persuasive style approach that builds the confidence in your sales team, that gets them from product pushers to trusted guide and allies, and in turn creates higher conversion rates and higher average tickets. So our secret two becomes truth number two. To increase your closing rates, you and your team must utilize a persuasion style approach. And the easiest, simplest, and most natural way to do that is with the reveal pressure mapping system. So now we go to secret three, the marketing hack your competition and direct to consumer companies don't know about and how to leverage that to your advantage. So I have to ask you again another question. Which one of these would you choose? And this represents your market. Obviously, you would pick the one on the right. You would rather have 97% of your market versus the 3%. But the hard truth is what we say we want, we don't actually do. It's one of the biggest paradoxes in our industry. You see, at any given point, there's only 3% of your market that is truly buying. And so when we focus on the 3% with our ads by always saying sell, 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 we neglect the 97% of our market. And let me prove it to you. These are some ads that I pulled back at Labor Day, back when this presentation was created several months ago. And as you can see, it's all sell, sell, sell. And you might think, well, Clint, that was Labor Day. But if we're honest with each other, that's what the ads look like day in and day out all the time. We neglect the 97% of the market. And this hits us with a big problem. It's a harsh reality. But if you continue to do the game this way, you can't compete against the D2C, the big box, private equity, hedge fund backed competitors when your ads and your marketing look, feel, and act just like they do. It's a harsh truth, but you just can't compete with the ad dollars that they're spending on the same 3% that you're going after. It's unfortunate, but it's a game that you will eventually lose. But that doesn't mean we have to give up. That doesn't mean that you actually have to lose. It just means you have to play the game differently. And I want to show you how by implementing the reveal system can make it where you can play the game differently. Let's take David, for example. David was able to increase his average sale price by 17%, his pillow business by 500%, and his power-based sales by 250%. And here's the part where he's playing the game differently. See it here. He says, overall, our system is a great success, and our TV spot has been bringing people in asking to be mapped. So what David is doing is he's creating a loop. By giving and enhancing the customer experience with the reveal system, he's able to advertise that in his marketing and provide a unique and different, but more importantly, a value-based tool to show how he is different and it can bring value to that prospect. So the question still remains, you'd say, okay, in theory, again, it makes sense, Clint, but I can't risk what I currently have going on. I don't want to jeopardize my current traffic and switch my ads from going to the 3% to the 97%. It takes longer to see results when you focus on the 97% because they're not buying now. Or you simply say, I don't have the funds to try this out. And I would say those are all legitimate objectives to focusing on the 97%. But don't forget, we want to play the game differently. Remember the gains that David got. He was able to increase 17% on his average tickets, 500%, and 250%. And these are the additional profit dollars that you can use to go and provide value-based, different marketing to that 97%. Now, I'm not suggesting that you take all those additional profit dollars and put it into ads. I'm not even suggesting you do half of it. Just take a little bit and focus on growing your business by attracting the 97% that are interested in value-added marketing. So our secret three becomes true three. The reveal system differentiates you in the marketplace and provides you the margin to invest in attracting the 97% through value-based marketing. So after learning about the three secrets, how many of you are interested in what we just covered? Or maybe you felt like this. We covered a lot. So let's give a quick recap of what occurs when you implement a reveal system into your store and into your sales process. You'll be able to gain trust, credibility, and authority. You'll be able to get rid of inconsistent and low conversion rates, mediocre to average tickets, and low attachment rates. You'll be able to get a natural sales process that builds confidence in your team and lowers sales resistance with your clients. And you'll be able to get rid of those stigmas that keep people away from purchasing products in your store. You'll also be able to truly differentiate yourself in the marketplace and gain margin to position yourself that way. And you'll be able to get rid of uncertainty of what to focus on or what to do next. So if this is something you might be interested in, I ask you to take and raise your virtual hand and write down this link and go to it, learn.extensor.com/reveal call. When you go there, you'll fill out a form and it'll be sent to one of the members on our team. And you'll schedule a discovery call. It's a no pressure call where we're going to find out what you do and what we can do can even help you out. There's a no pressure environment. We're just going to learn more about you and your goals and see if we can assist you in those options and what you're trying to do. Now, this is the one thing that keeps most people back from moving forward with the Reveal pressure mapping system. The Reveal system does take a sizable investment on your part. It's not cheap, but I have to ask you, if all it did was take your conversion rate from 30% to 60%, like it did for Jerry, doubling your sales, would it be worth it? If all it did was increase your attach rate by 50%, it might make sense then. If all it gave you was clarity, focus, and consistency in your sales process, would that peace of mind be worth it? What if all I did was give you a way to optimize your customer experience for more referrals and a unique and different way to position yourself in the marketplace? Would it be worth it? So I've given you a lot of actual real life examples of what has happened with retailers when they implement the Reveal pressure mapping system. But I want you to see, and I want to put pen to paper what you could see would be missing and what you're giving up if you don't implement the Reveal system. Let's take, for example, a retailer that is doing $500,000 a year and 215 gross profit. We're going to take, you can see on the left, the leads, prospects, customers, AUSP, items sale, sales per customer, revenue, and gross margin there on your left. Okay, by implementing the Reveal system, we're not going to affect the leads or the prospects. Keep doing what you're doing from an advertising standpoint. But when you implement the Reveal system, you see your customers go up 5%. That's your conversion rate. Your AUSP goes up 5%. That's your average ticket increases. When your items per sale go up, that's your accessory sales. Your sales per customer, that's when your referrals start to kick in. And your gross margin is when you're able to get higher margin by selling better product goods. And I want you to see just a little 5% increase with the Reveal pressure mapping system in each of those areas equates to an additional $69,000 in this example. That's over $207,000 in a 3-year time period. Now, I share with you some great results. These numbers are a lot less than that. Let's see what happens when it goes to 7.5%. You'd add an additional $109,000 in 1 year, or $327,000 in a 3-year period. But what happens if we go to 10%? Again, something based on the results I shared with you earlier, very, very doable. A 10% growth gets us almost $500,000 in additional gross profit in a 3-year time period. Now, our starting system costs $17,500. And just with that 5% example, at $207,000 in additional gross profit, that's an 11.9 return on your investment. And I can share with you, as you can see, as you increase that from 5 to 7.5, 10 and above, your ROI is only going to increase more and more and more as that grows. So here's a real life example or a real simple example, and not something that this is something an everyday client has gotten. And based on the graph I just showed you a minute ago, an average order value of 9% increase, gross margin up 5%, returns down 85%. I want you to see that this is something that can turn your business around. This is something that can give you long-term, sustainable, profitable growth into the future. But I have to tell you, if you are interested, word is getting out. Our current backlog is 6 weeks. So the longer you wait, the longer you put off the opportunity to optimize your customer experience and skyrocket mattress profits. So the way I see it, you now have 3 options. Option 1, you can do nothing. That's entirely your decision, but it leaves you still with the stress and worry of not hitting your profit goals. And worse, the desire and reality knowing it's possible to achieve it. You can go with option 2. you could go another route. I promise you, there are great companies out there, and you can do hours upon hours of research, training programs, and other options out there. But like I mentioned earlier, that's the traditional model, and you'd have to focus on one area and then focus on another area and then another area. Or you could go with option three, take the first step and schedule a call. Our referral system can help you bridge the gap from where you're at to where you want to be. But nothing happens if you don't take initiative. So let me ask you, out of these three options, what do you think is going to be the easiest path to get you to your revenue and profit goals? Now, before we jump into any uh, questions that you may have, I want to share with you, there are two types of people in this world. There's those that will sit back and dream about what can happen, but not take action when the opportunity presents itself. Or there are those who are ready to take action when they see the opportunity. Most people will simply sit back and dream, while the ones who are serious about their future and their revenue and margin and their goals for 2024, they'll take action. And since you're still watching this, I know the type of person you are. So if you're ready to take the next step, if you're really to change the trajectory of your business for 2024, go to learn.extensor.com/reveal call. I'll see you at the top.